Hi, I'm David Tepera of the Dekeday Foundation. Our foundation enjoys recognizing people, businesses, foundations, charities, and churches. This week, for our feature of the week, is Church at Springs. We want to recognize the Church at Springs because, first of all, they're based here in League City, and we think they have a unique structure and a message for all families. With me here today is the lead pastor, Brad Gartman. Brad, how are you today?
Doing great, Dave.
Well, it's really appreciate you letting us come to your home and spending time with you. Before we get into the Church at Springs, tell us a little bit about you and your religious background.
Well, David, I've got a wife, Rhonda, and I've got two kids. My daughter, Garen, is at school at Ross Elementary in the 5th grade, and my son, Grayson, will be starting elementary school there next year. We both grew up in West Texas. We've got a Southern Baptist background, if you would call it that. We grew up going to a Baptist church, went to school at Baylor, and then went into seminary and started preparing for ministry. And then I have been in different kinds of churches. I've been on staff at a Methodist church. I've been on staff at Bible churches and independent churches, and currently we're founding members of Church at the Springs, and which is a non-denominational church here in League City. So,
Well, tell us a little bit about the Church at Springs and what gives it its unique quality.
well, Church at the Springs, from day one, we've wanted to be a church that is committed to the community in which we live, one that seeks to help families solve the issues of chaos that they all face, and in pushing in that, giving a message of hope and restoration for people that may have wandered away from the church, maybe have not been in the church before, and so we want to do things a little bit differently than most churches in the area. And one of the earmarks for us that makes us different than anyone else, it seems, is that we only meet corporately 2 times a month. We joke that we're the church that gives families time back, and so we meet the first and third Sundays of every month. And then in our neighborhoods, our smaller group settings where we share dinner together with multiple families, we meet together weekly with those groups, and that's where it all kind of hits the road for us. I mean, if you're involved in a table group, if you're involved in a dinner where you're sitting around a table and you're meeting people that are struggling with your struggles, that are walking the same walk that you're walking, we find that it just gives incredible encouragement for people to be more active and kind of take that next step and push a little bit harder when it doesn't look like you can push anymore.
I have a table group that you say meets once a week, and what
Right.
day is that?
Well, our table group meets on Sunday night. Most of, I guess, the table groups that we do have, I think all of them are meeting on Sunday nights right now. It just happened to fall that way. There's no regulation. I mean, they could meet any time during the week if they wanted to. It just tends to be easier for most families to do it on Monday night or Sunday night, and get it on and get the encouragement early so that they start Monday fresh and ready to go.
Okay. Well, all right, so they meet together. So we know that you got church service on the first and third Sunday, but kind of give us an idea of what a table group is. I think when most people think about it, that it's just all probably the whole time you're sitting around in prayer and things like that, but so you've got table groups. So is it like set up in different neighborhoods, or just give us a little more structure and what really happens at the table group?
Yeah, the ultimate goal of our table groups is for families to get together for a meal. And instead of thinking of it like a Sunday school class or a discipleship group of sorts like that, you might consider more of a family dinner, like at Thanksgiving or at a 4th of July, when the family gets together and the kids are running around and everybody's just having a good time. We've decided and felt like it's a place where people can find a spot to belong, a place where they have an open invitation to come, and we organize them by neighborhoods. The ultimate goal is that everybody that eats dinner at one particular table could all ride a bike or walk to the house that they're at. Now, we're small, so we're not quite there. We have groups, but most everyone is kind of geographically centered. We have some in different parts of League City and Magnolia Creek here at Cedar Landing. We've got some on the east side of the highway at South Shore Harbor. So we've got a little bit of variety right now. But if you come to our church, we have a place at a table for you.
Right.
It's a place where you're wanted, and a place where there's no pressure. There's no pressure to hold hands and pray and sing Kumbaya. I mean, it looks a lot like just a normal dinner party.
And I agree to that. We actually are here tonight with, you're hosting a table group, and it's talking to some of the people. It seems like different people take turns hosting a table group if they so desire. And like you said, it does seem like a kind of a festival type environment where people come in. It's just a dinner. You have your prayer before the meal, and then it seems like it's catch and release with the kids. They're out playing. They all seem to be, they all know each other, and it's kind of neat atmosphere from what I'm observing. To the fact that here it is, there's a lot of good people who are coming together, and so your children are also surrounded around that same environment of quality people. We all have the same beliefs.
Right.
Yeah. So it's you can recognize that right away when you get here. So people have an opportunity to receive the Word of God through your church from first and third of each month, and then every Sunday there's an opportunity for table groups. How about if they want to receive it, every day? Some people are needing to feel some type of Word of God. Is there some way to reach your church?
Absolutely. One of the things that's kind of unique to our church, this year we have decided to read the Bible through from the beginning to the very end, the whole Bible for the whole family and the whole church. And so what we've done is we've organized all of our gatherings around that. We've organized also our daily blog. We've got a presence on the website. It's, we call it intake because it's a place where individuals can come and take in God's Word. It's just one of those things where it's, we call it spiritual drink for the thirsty soul. I mean, when you're,
I like it.
When you need something and you need a pick me up, or you need just that encouragement to read that next chapter, or you need that encouragement to actually live out the things that you're reading, we post, and I tend to post 2 or 3 times a week on a particular reading that most of the church is reading at that time. But it's open to just jump in whenever you get a chance and listen and kind of hear and get some feedback, what other people are thinking when they're reading, and how's it hitting different people at different times. And it really helps to provide an atmosphere of openness to kind of dialogue both with yourself in regards to what you're reading and learning, but also maybe with a few other people too.
Right. Well, that's really pretty unique because of the fact that people can still connect with each other through the internet and blog. Because a lot of people, they have some difficulty trying to take that step into the church, and then and to be able to ask and questions and have some concerns and stuff, and then be able to reach out through a blog and just still and get that feedback from people as well. So that's we really like that. Well, Brad, I'm sure there are many families who are kind of watching us today, and they're really interested in experiencing a church that's like this. So can you tell us where your church is actually located and the times of the service?
Okay. Well, our church meets corporately together the first, third, and sometimes the 5th Sunday of the month at the Perry YMCA on League City Parkway. We meet at 10 o'clock on those Sunday mornings. If you come early at 9:30, we open a little cafe for everybody to share a donut or a Danish and before the gathering starts. But that's where you get to meet people, and you get to kind of see that we're normal folks doing the normal life things, and we have joys and sorrows and pains and victories, all just like everyone else.
Right. Wow. Well, so the Perry's at YMCA here in League City. That's based over here. I mean, it's a beautiful facility.
It sure is.
And they have opened their doors so that you can have church service there.
Yes, we've had a partnership with the YMCA family since 2007, actually, when they were building the building. We weren't part of the planning process, but we were there when they were planning it.
Right.
And we became, started a friendship with them that has continued to this day. And they're incredibly generous people there we're seeking the same thing. We want to make a difference in this community. We've said for 4 years that we're a new kind of church and a new kind of community where there's just not much presence for groups like ours here.
Right.
And we want to make a difference. We want history to be written with our name included.
Right.
As you say.
Well, just give us a little bit basic structure or format of your church service itself?
The service is pretty basic. When we come in, it's a pretty simple setup. We meet in the gym at the YMCA. All the families in there together for the start of it, which is fun for us. We have little kids, big kids, and grown-up kids all together in the same room for a little while. We sing some songs. We've got a band. It's contemporary music. We don't do very many hymns. In fact, I'm not sure that we've done many at all in
Right.
4 years.
Well, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, some of us like that. We have a teaching segment. The services go generally about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're able to open up. The one thing that I think is unique for us too is that we set the tone for the whole family on Sunday morning. We've decided early on that what the adults were learning in the gym, the kids were going to be learning at the other end of the hall. And so while our kids do have age-specific ministries for them and programs during the day, we try to align the teaching for the kids just the same as we do with the parents, so that a family goes home, they may have 3 or 4 kids, and they go home, they only have one message to take home, and they get to discuss that together instead of having 3 or 4 or maybe even 5, because the kids are in different places. And we have this passion to see parents learn and be able to disciple their kids, and to they're the primary role models for their kids, and we want to equip them and give them every opportunity to succeed at that. And by doing that, we provide that kind of arrangement on Sunday mornings. At the end of the service, people stay, hang out, clean up, tear down, get it back to YMCA mode, and then we head out from there. And we're usually gone from the Y by noon, and it's a good day.
Wow. Well, that sounds pretty neat. I really like the idea of that, that you come together and you share the music together, the contemporary music, and then the children, according to their age group, they have breakout sessions in which they're going to be learning the same message, but more in their style.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the service, the families can come together and still share the same word.
Right.
And everyone learns something together. Well, that's really fascinating. Well, again, people are watching this, and so, give us some contact information, something that way that people can look up and make sure that they're coming on that correct Sunday and they are getting the correct time. So if you can just kind of give us
Sure.
some of that.
Yeah, you can check out our website. It's the-springs.org, and you can check that out and find out when the next service is. You can find out a little bit about the last service that we had, so you can kind of catch up and be a part of what's going on that way. It also has links to every contact that you would want to have to us. You got contact for me personally, got contact for any kind of scheduling issues that you might have for the church as well.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Okay. If you can sum up the mission of your church in a phrase, what would that be?
Well, David, I think for us, the mission of Church at the Springs is for everyone to be the presence of Jesus where they live, where they work, and where they play. Not coming to a building. It's not about coming to church as much as it is about being the church. And we want to see people and equip them and empower them to be the presence of Christ where they live in their neighborhoods, where they work at their place of business, and where they play at ballparks and ball fields all over the community. So.
Wow, I really, really like that mission statement. Well, Brad, we really thank you for spending time with us today. The Dekeday Foundation is very proud to recognize the church at Springs. The Dekeday Foundation, we truly believe that parents are the role models for their children. Our children are going to learn to respond in life by observing us. So the churches that we choose to be a part of, the friends that we choose to be around, those are what's going to set the standards for your children. We appreciate your time. Thank you.